This is DocHandal, and welcome to Listening Up. Today, I want to talk about the clap. That was my intro music. It was called the clap. That was gonorrhea, chlamydia, and syphilis. But today, STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, include over 20 different entities. HIV, HPV, human papillomavirus, herpes, and more. The rate in the United States has increased dramatically. There's about 19 million new cases a year, 1 in 4 teenagers. The rate is very high. When I say that the incidence is 19 million new cases a year, realize that doctors only have to report chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis. They do not have to report the sexually transmitted diseases of genital herpes or human papillomavirus, HPV. So you know there's more than 19 million Americans walking around with STDs. But there is some good news. Gonorrhea is on the decrease. And syphilis has not gone up for the first time in 5 years in females. But the bad news is chlamydia is on the rise. There's a reality I need to tell you about. 50% of people who are told to get screened for sexually transmitted diseases do not. That is, their partner has it, or their physician is concerned they have it, and they need specific testing. Only 50% actually go through and get the screening. You need to know this is not a condition that gets better on its own without treatment. It's not like a sore throat that eventually goes away. It only worsens. It can scar your reproductive organs. It can lead to breakdown and actually increase incidence of HIV. And actually syphilis can actually turn inward and affect your brain, your cardiovascular system, your ability to work. Also, syphilis can be transmitted to the unborn. About 40% of women transmit it to their children. So there's some common symptoms of STD. First, any unusual discharge from your vagina, your penis, or your anus. That's very common with chlamydia, gonorrhea, trichomonas, and even a yeast infection. If you have any bumps, blisters, or warts on any of these body parts, think of herpes, HPV. If you've got a sore on your mouth, your penis, or your vagina, think of syphilis. Itching or burning around the penis, vagina, or anus may be an indication of herpes, pubic lice, or crabs, as they're known as, or trichomonas, or a yeast infection. Yellow-green discharge from the vagina and a foul odor, strong odor, is trichomonas. Now, if you say, well, I have flu symptoms, it's really very nonspecific. You do have to suspect HIV, AIDS, herpes, or syphilis. Now, some very, very minor symptoms like abdominal pain, believe it or not, could be an STD manifestation. And those include chlamydia, gonorrhea, trichomonas, and particularly hepatitis. Now, if a woman starts bleeding between periods, this is an indication of sexually transmitted disease, most commonly chlamydia. And if you notice unexplained weight loss, suspect HIV/AIDS. I hope these insights help you. Listen to this podcast again, and please, practice safe sex. Don't be one of the over 19 million new cases of sexually transmitted disease in the United States.